Hello everyone, welcome to my channel WishInfinite. In this video, I will show you how to take screenshots using Playwright MCP Server with AI. Screenshots give proof of execution, make debugging easier, and look professional in reports. So stay tuned and let's see how AI makes Playwright testing smarter. And a big thank you to everyone who has taken channel membership. As a token of appreciation, members can see their YouTube profile pictures featured randomly on channel homepage here. Also, you can access this complete automation using AI and MCP Server's playlist under Playlist tab. Feel free to save this playlist by clicking onto the Save button for quick access in your YouTube playlist section. You can follow this playlist from the starting to get in-depth knowledge. Now let's come back to our current topic. So what is a screenshot? That I will not explain, right? You must already be aware that what is a screenshot. Whether you are developer or QA, you must already have taken the screenshot. But why screenshots? So screenshots are visual proof of test execution. It helps debug UI and functional issues. It shows exact step where test failed. And it is easy to share with developers and managers. And here we are going to take screenshot of our application with Playwright MCP Server, where for each interaction we will try to put a red border for each element. And it totally depends on you, that in which case you want to put a border and want to take the screenshot. For each interaction you can do so, or in case of failure only, you can take the screenshot for the specific element or for the whole page. So it's totally up to you that whatever you mention in the prompt, AI assistant and MCP server will act accordingly. And as we are going to use Playwright MCP server to take a screenshot, these are two Playwright MCP server tools which will get used to take the screenshot and to put the border around elements. So first one is browser evaluate. It evaluates and runs JavaScript code on the web page or element. So this is the tool which will get used to put a border around the element. Border can be of any color or shape. And the second tool is browser take screenshot. So this tool is for taking the screenshot of current page. Here in this video we will look for the example where it will take the screenshot after putting a red border around the elements. And now let's proceed further with a practical example. And before that, I am already considering that you are done with all the prerequisites like Node.js, VS Code and GitHub Copilot. Also, I am considering that you have configured Playwright MCP Server with GitHub Copilot inside the VS Code. And if you are not aware about the prerequisites and how to configure Playwright MCP Server with GitHub Copilot inside the VS Code, for that I have already created these two videos. You can go to this playlist and watch these two videos. I will provide link of this playlist into the description, or you can click onto this I button at top right corner to access this playlist. Just to give a quick recap about the prerequisites, you can simply go to the Google and search for the Node.js to install the Node.js. Similarly, you can search for the VS Code to install the VS Code. And once VS Code is installed, you can simply open the VS Code and under the extension, you can install these extensions, which are GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot Chat. And here we would be able to see the MCP server which I have configured. Like here we are able to see Playwright MCP Server. And to configure this Playwright MCP Server, you can simply go to this Playwright MCP Server GitHub repository. And here, if you will scroll, you would be able to see this Install Server VS Code button. You can simply click here to configure Playwright MCP Server with GitHub Copilot inside the VS Code. So this is the MCP Server which we would be using. And this is the AI assistant, which is GitHub Copilot. If this GitHub Copilot is not open for you, you can simply click here onto this icon at the right hand side of the search button. Now let's have a look at the prompt which we are going to use. So this is our prompt which I have given into the document. You can use the same prompt for your practice. Here in the prompt, I have mentioned that go to this WishInfinite.com and open e-commerce app under the Playground tab. So here we have mentioned that we want to go to this particular site and then we want to open e-commerce app under Playground. So this is Playground, and here at the left hand navigation we have this e-commerce app. And after that in the prompt we have mentioned using Playwright MCP Server perform these steps. Here let me remove this with. So here we want to enter username and password in the login form. Click the submit button and verify successful login via success message, redirect or authenticated element. You can modify this prompt according to your requirement. So here in the prompt we have mentioned that we want to enter the username, password and then we want to click onto this login button. And once we are logged in, we want to verify that login is successful. And here we have not provided username and password in the prompt because it is already available onto my demo site. So automatically it will pick this username and password. And if you are using such website where the username and password is required, I would suggest you to enter it manually rather than providing it to the AI assistant. And after that, in the prompt, we have provided this additional requirements that highlight each interacted element with the red border and a serial number in order of interaction. Capture and save screenshot after each interaction using clear, relevant file names. So here we have mentioned that we want to get a red border and a serial number in order of interaction, and then we want to capture and save the screenshot for each interaction. So this is our prompt which we will provide into the GitHub Copilot. And as I told, you can modify this prompt as per your requirement, and if you are using any other site, so accordingly you can give these instructions into your prompt. Now let me copy it and let's go back to the VS Code. So for now I have not opened any project or folder directly, I have just opened the VS Code where we have this GitHub Copilot already available. And here we can provide the prompt. And before providing the prompt, one more thing I will do, I will start this Playwright MCP Server. And for that you can go to this extensions, and here under the MCP Server installed section, for the specific MCP server, you can click onto this manage icon. And here, if your MCP server is not already installed, you can click onto this start server button. For me, it is disabled because the MCP server is already started. Let me stop it, and again, I will start it. So here, you will be able to see this enabled start server option. You can simply click here, which will start the Playwright MCP server. Now let me paste my prompt here. So the same prompt I have copied from the document. If you want, you can type the prompt here also. And now we can click onto the send. And before that, make sure that here the agent is selected, and here you can select any of the model. For now, let me select this Claude Sonnet 3.5. If for Claude Sonnet 3.5, the free limit is reached, we can use this GPT 4.1. And it's totally up to you which model you want to use. Now let's click onto the send button, and it will start to perform the action according to the prompt. Like here, it is first navigating to this WishInfinite.com. Here we can click onto the allow, which will allow for the one time. I have previously explained about it. If you want, from the next time, it should not ask for this specific tool, then you can click onto this allow always. For now, I will click onto this allow in this session. Now it has navigated to this particular site. Now it wants to click onto this playground link. Let me allow this. Now here it has clicked onto this e-commerce app. And see, after this, it is running this evaluate JavaScript tool. And that's what I told you, right? We are going to use this particular tool to provide the red border around the elements. Here, let me allow this for this session. And see, it has put a red border around the username. Now here it is trying to enter the username. Let me allow in this session. See, it entered the username. Now it is trying to take the screenshot. So after performing each interaction, it is taking the screenshot because that's what we have mentioned into the prompt. Now it has put the red border around the password, and now it will enter the password. And as I told, it is automatically picking this username and password from here. Again, it is taking the screenshot, and now it will try to click onto this login button. But before that, it has put this red border, and it has given this 3 as the serial number because it is considering that this is the step 1 where it entered the username, this is step 2 where it entered the password, and then this is the login button where it put a red border and the 3 number, and then it clicked onto that login button. After that, it will verify that it has successfully logged in into the application or not, and it will try to take the screenshot as the evidence. And now our login is successful, and it is showing us the summary that what exactly it has done. So here we can quickly have a look at the summary. So here it is telling that we can verify the login was successful by observing the welcome message, welcome WishInfinite, which is this one. The appearance of the e-commerce app dashboard with the tabs for the view item, view orders, product management, and the API documentation. Here the product listing is present, and then the logout button is also visible. And after that, it has summarized all the actions which we have performed. So it navigated to the e-commerce app in the playground tab, highlighted and entered the username with the red border and number 1, highlighted and entered password with the red border and number 2, and then it highlighted and clicked onto the login button with the red border and number 3. Verified successful login through welcome message and dashboard access. And at the end, it captured a screenshot at each step with the name username entered.png, password entered.png, before login click.png, and login successful.png. So it has given the name like this because we have mentioned into the prompt that provide clear and relevant file names. We have also asked to add the serial number around the border, right? So that's why it has put a number when Playwright MCP Server was clicking onto the login button. It should have put the number for entering the username and password also, But sometimes this can happen with the AI and MCP server that it is not exactly following the instruction, right? Most of the time it is correct, but in some cases it may not be able to follow the instructions with 100% accuracy. Over the time it may improve. So now our process is done. It has performed all the actions and it has taken the screenshots. And where exactly are the screenshots? So to check that, let me expand one of the steps where it has used a tool to take the screenshot. So here it has mentioned that it has saved the screenshot at this particular location. Let me open this location. So under C user username, we have app data local, and then under the temp folder, it is having this playwright -mcp -output folder. Let me open it here and see here it is having different folders with the date and timestamp. Here this one is empty. Let me go to the next folder. See here it is having the screenshot with the name username -entered.png. Let me open it and see it has taken the screenshot after putting this red border around the username. Let me go to the next screenshot. Here inside this folder, we have this password enter.png. Here again, it has put the red border and then it has taken the screenshot for the password field. After that, we have third screenshot, which is for the login button, where it has put the border around the login button and then put a serial number and then took the screenshot. It should have put the serial number for the username and password field also, but as I told, that sometimes these AI assistant and MCP server cannot be 100% accurate. And after that, we have fourth screenshot, which is for successfully verifying the login process. Here, it has not put any border because we have not interacted with any element. It has taken the screenshot of complete page, where we can see that login was successful. So like this, you can tweak the prompt, can put the border around the elements, and then can take the screenshots. For now, I have taken the screenshot for each interaction. If you want that you just want to take the screenshots in case of failure only, so that you can mention in the prompt that take the screenshot in case of failure. And one more thing, for me, the screenshots got generated inside this folder, and here also it has created different folders, and inside it, it generated the screenshot. But in your case, it can be different, right? Previously, when I was giving the same prompt, it generated all the screenshots directly inside the download folder for me. So it depends. You can simply check it here that where exactly it has generated the screenshots and then can check the screenshots. You can also try mentioning in the prompt that you want to generate the screenshot in the downloads folder, right? If it works, you would be able to see the screenshots inside the downloads folder. Or you can try mentioning any other location where you want to keep your screenshots. And one more thing to add, previously I told you that it is going to use this browser evaluate tool and browser take screenshot tool. So here for taking the screenshot, it has used browser take screenshot tool, and for putting the border, it has used this browser evaluate tool. You can see the same tools by clicking onto this configure tools option. Here, if you will expand this MCP server playwright section, you would be able to see the different tools where we have this browser evaluate and browser take screenshot tool. Apart from that, it has also used different tools to perform different actions, like browser click to click onto any element, browser fill to fill the form, and like this, for different actions, it would be using different tools. And guys, if you're finding this playlist helpful, let me know in the comments. And feel free to share your suggestions. I would love to hear your thoughts. And now I will conclude this video here. But before we wrap up, let me give you a quick recap. So here we saw that why screenshots are required, what are all the tools which it is going to use to put a border around the element and to take the screenshots. So it is going to use this browser evaluate and browser take screenshot tool. After that, we have given this prompt where we wanted to go to this WishInfinite.com, and then under the e-commerce app, we entered our username, password, and clicked onto the login button. And then here we have mentioned that we want to verify the successful login. And as the additional requirement, we have mentioned that we want to put a red border to highlight the interacted element. And also we want to capture the screenshot after each interaction using clear and relevant file names. And as I told you, you can modify this prompt according to your requirement. You can refine this prompt more so that you can get the accurate results. Then we provided this prompt into GitHub Copilot inside the VS Code. And after giving the prompt, make sure you have selected this agent and the required model. After that, it has performed all the actions. And here it has used this browser evaluate tool to put a red border around the element and browser take screenshot tool to take the screenshot of the page. And like this, it performed all the actions. It put a red border around the elements and it took the screenshots. To check at which location it saved the screenshots, you can simply expand these steps where you would be able to see the path that where exactly it has put the screenshots and what is the file name which it has used. Here under the output, you can see more details. And that's it from my end. You can click onto this first card to go to the next video. You can click onto this second card to access this whole automation using AI and MCP servers playlist. And stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.